Hello, everyone. This is Patty Bennett, and today is, if you're watching live, is Friday, June 27th, 2025. This is part of my weekly crafting series of card making videos and other Stampin' Up! Fun projects. Today, as you can probably tell, guess what we're using? The sunflower embossing folder. It is one of my favorite new products. I'm going to explain that is part of the online exclusive release, how you can get it when it's available. And I am going to go through lots of tips and I don't want to call them tricks, but techniques. Let's say techniques, tips and techniques for using this folder, different colors, different types of papers. I have so many tips for you. You might want to put on your helmet and fasten your seatbelt because we have a lot to cover today. So if you are joining live, say hello in the chat on Facebook. If you're watching a replay on YouTube or Facebook, you're welcome to say hi. I probably won't catch your question if it's on Facebook, but I do go back and look definitely at the YouTube comments. So say hello. Hi, Kathleen. Hey, Debbie. Hey, Janet, Mary Ann. Hello, everybody. Happy Friday. Yes, definitely. Happy Friday. It is a lovely day here. It's going to be hot, but it's still lovely here. So we'll take it. Bay Area weather is beautiful. Hi, Tammy. Happy Sunflower Friday. Yep, that's what we're going to name it. Last week was Happy Cone. No, was last week Coneflowers or was it washi tape? Oh, now I don't even remember. Well, it's all about the flowers, isn't it? If you know me, it's all about the flowers, right? Hey, Robin. Hi, Susan. Welcome. Yeah, definitely buckle up. I know you guys are just going to be absolutely amazed at what we can do with this folder. Hello, Joy. Hi, Hope. Diana, Kelly, Susie. Oh my goodness, the names are popping by pretty fast here. I'm trying to keep up. So welcome everyone. I believe we're at the top of the hour. So we are going to go ahead and get started because I have so much to share with you today. So I made probably 50 cards, maybe more so far with this folder. I'm perpetually trying to catch up with customer thank yous. So my next batch of customer thank yous are definitely getting sunflowers. I love them. Let me show you this folder. It's very large, so I have a couple tips for you about using it. It's great that it's large because I'm going to show you how we can do 2 cards at once. Well, emboss 2 card fronts at once. Awesome. This folder is called the Sunflower 3D Embossing Folder. The ordering code is 166145, but it's not available until July 1st. So depending on when you're watching this, you may not be able to order this yet. So like I said, today is live on June 27th. So we have a few more days till we can order it. Now, normally I would not be just really pushing an item that you can't get yet, but let me tell you why I want to talk about it today. It's part of the July online exclusive Stampin' Up! Release. There are tons of products. If you count a bundle as one item, there are over 30 products in this release coming on July 1st. Look at all of these pages of yumminess. The embossing folder is the very last item on the last page, page 6. Sunflower 3D embossing folder. If you haven't downloaded this yet, it's on my blog today, pattystamps.com. You can download a copy and it has your QR code to go right to my online exclusive shop. Stampin' Up! Has released a different version of this for demonstrators on the demonstrator website, so demonstrators can download a version of this, but this is a version that I have for you on my blog. So starting July 1st, all of these items are available to customers. And the reason that I think it's important to talk about it today is that I have a feeling this amazing embossing folder is going to sell out fairly, well, not sell out. It's going to probably go onto the unorderable list fairly quickly. That's my guess. They will most likely put in another order, but we don't know because online exclusives are, there's no guarantee. So it may or may not come back in stock. It may or may not go out of stock. I mean, we don't know. I just think it's going to be super popular. So if you love these cards, if you love these ideas, if you love sunflowers, I'm going to suggest you jump on July 1st to order this. It's just your best way to avoid disappointment if it should sell out. So what we're going to talk about today is the difference. Let me show you this. This is one of the big things I want to point out, and we're going to do this live together so that you can see this. But do you see how on this sample, the petals, the solid part of the petals captured the color that I swiped with the ink pad, whereas on this one, the details and the outlines captured the color. This is two different sides of the paper. So we're going to look at that as really the first thing that you want to think about when you are creating these cards. So here is another example. So on here we have the larger solid part of the petals that captured the color. Here we have the outline portion that captured the color. You can also see the difference right here, the solid portion and the outline portion. So we're going to talk about that first because that kind of impacts what you're going to do with your design and your card. We're going to talk about kind of traditional-ish colors. You might think more of the yellows and the oranges and the browns when you think about sunflowers. So we'll talk about those color combinations. I also loved using this woven textures paper. Isn't this pretty as a complement? I think it's very Hawaiian print, batik kind of a look. I loved that combo, so that's another tip we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about, and this is like my favorite part, this will be towards the end because I'm kind of going in a specific order. This is actually patterned paper from the Full of Life package in the background, and I have about 10 different samples to show you with different patterned papers that I think make this absolutely amazing. Like, I cannot get over how amazing this is with patterned paper. We're going to talk about that. We'll talk about some non-traditional colors. Blue. I mean, I don't really think there are naturally blue sunflowers, but it's gorgeous in blue. And we are going to, hang on, I have my list because this is what I posted on my blog today. So embossing tips. Oh, two-tone paper. Definitely, we're going to talk about that. Patterned paper. Color combos for swiping your ink. Oh, watercolor. I'll give you a little sneak. Watercolor pencils. This is going to have to be a separate video just because this could probably take slightly forever to add this to today's post or video, I mean. But I colored with watercolor pencils on these, so that probably will be a separate video. But I'll show you those at the end. It's amazing. Oh, and then I have, this is kind of funny. I wanted to do some gold embossing. It didn't turn out well, but I found a way around it with the Everyday Elegance paper. So we have a lot to cover today, friends. We're going to go quick. If you are looking for the supplies, they are already listed on my blog today. I featured the two-tone cardstock and some patterned papers, and of course our beautiful colors of ink pads. One thing I wanted to point out, we've actually been talking about this two-tone paper in several videos recently, but I've had a lot of questions about, did you really order all these packs of two-tone paper? And I ordered my favorites. So I think I ordered about almost half of these in single packs. So you do get 12 sheets of 12 by 12 in a single pack. But what I wanted to point out, if you want to give two-tone paper a try and you really don't want to invest in all those colors, there are 5 different packs that have assortments of the two-tone paper. And they will be on my blog post tomorrow. I didn't get them on there for today because I just thought about sharing this with you this morning. But these will be on my post tomorrow if you're looking for those. But it is a great way to try out two-tone paper if you don't want to buy single packs. And these are actually found in the catalog in conjunction with the scrapbooking workshop kits. So you can see they go with Weekend Adventures, Everyday You and Me, Memories in Bloom, Turtley, and Celebrate Together. So just a little FYI there. If you're thinking, oh gosh, that's a lot of investment, you can get those assortment packs. So I did want to just point that out. All right, let's see. Okay, you haven't tried the two-tone paper, Deidre. I'm going to show you what's so cool about that. Let's see. Hi, Keisha. Good morning. Hi, Deb. Hey, Debbie. Kathleen. Was somebody asking? Thank you. I think Tammy was answering. Yeah, 12:01 a.m. on July 1st is when you can order the online exclusives. Thank you, Tammy. I missed the question earlier. All right, so let's get to it. I need to calm down. I did it again, friends. I had 2 cups of coffee this morning. Never should have done it because now I'm way too excited. Okay, so let's take a deep cleansing breath. Let's set these aside and let me show you. I want to start with my favorite. I'm kind of getting my thoughts in order here. Hang with me just a second. Getting my thoughts in order. Okay. All right, here we go. So my favorite turned out to be Petal Pink two-tone cardstock with Poppy Parade ink. So very first tip I want to share with you is if you cut your cardstock, now it doesn't have to be two-tone. I'm just showing you that I love the two-tone, okay? And I'll show you why. But if you cut your cardstock that's going to be embossed to 4 by 5 1/4, so that's what this size is. Call it like a card front layer rather than the 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 base. So if you cut 2 pieces, now this is two-tone. Can you see that? This is Petal Pink. So you get 2 different colors happening here. Okay. If you cut it to that size, you can fit 2 pieces in here at once. See that? You can just barely fit the 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, but this is a lot more comfortable to fit 2 card front, this, the 1/4 inch smaller size. That fits perfectly. So that's my very first tip for you. I'm just going to emboss this, and as a reminder, with the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, you just need the platform, your 3D folder with your paper inside, and then plate number 4, which is the dark gray. That's all you need when you emboss with a 3D folder. So I'm just going to run this through. My Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. And then this is what I want to call some attention to. So you can see I'm just taking them out. I feel like it's almost a magic trick because I don't want to trick you. Like I want you to see this. So here we have the larger, more solid portion of the petals facing upward. Hang on, just getting my samples here. So when we are going to swipe ink across it, it's going to highlight the solid portion of those petals. So let's do this one, and I'll show you this magic. Poppy Parade. And I am not going to push. I am lightly dragging. There we go. That's it. There, right there is your 2-second card. How quick and fun and easy is that? There you go. All you need to do is put it on a card base and put a greeting and you're done. Friends, is that not just the best thing ever? You may have seen through the years taking your ink pad and smushing it all onto your embossing folder, putting the paper in and embossing. That is almost the same thing. However, that is the world's biggest mess, in my opinion. This, to me, is complete magic. Complete magic. Now, the other piece of this, these were the two pieces we embossed. What I'm going to do is flip it upside down. Now, can you see how these solid petals are now depressed? So there's the difference. And if we swipe the ink on this piece, and again, lightly dragging, I'm not pushing, we are going to get a different look because all of these raised portions now have the ink. So here, in here, in here, in here, and the detailed outline parts, they picked up the ink. So you get a different look. So the very first thing that I want you to think about when you do your embossing is, which way do you want the color to pick up? Do you want it to pick up these solid areas, or do you want it to pick up the outline of the flower? And here's the easy way to remember. When you put your paper in here to emboss, whatever color or pattern or side of your paper is up is going to have the raised portions of the flowers. Whichever side is down, facing down, is going to get the depressed petals. So it's really pretty easy to remember that. And this comes into play when you are using the two-tone cardstock or patterned paper, which we will get to. But that right there, that's just the very basic. And I just wanted to show you just totally how magical that is. And it's just a wow. It's beautiful. It's easy. Yeah, you're okay. So this is so funny. You are all saying that. So easy. It's a wow. Yeah, no wonder I'm excited. Total magic, right? Total magic. Isn't that cool? Now, if you want to go a little bit further, so here, do you see how it's a little bit warmer of a tone here? Let's grab, where's Peach Pie? Where'd they go? Where did Peach Pie go? Here it is. I knew I got it out. Let's just grab some Peach Pie ink and let's add, I'll do half right now so you can see this. Okay, do you see that? This half, I added some Peach Pie ink. Look at that. Look at how beautiful and interesting and what, I don't know. I don't even have words, friends. All I can think of is, this is amazing. And there is no rule. There is no right and wrong. There is no criticism. This is whatever you want to do. Completely whatever you want to do. Okay. Do you want it to go a little more dramatic? I grabbed Cajun Craze. Super lightly. Look at that. Super, super lightly. I mean, just letting the weight of the ink pad go on top. Look at that. Look at that. I cannot stop making these because every time I think I'm done with it, I look at it and I'm like, well, wait a minute. What if we put Poppy Parade on here? This one was Strawberry Slush, I believe. What if we add a little more depth? Look at that. It just pops. Every one of those details. I'm taking a breath because I'm so excited. I don't have even the words right now because this is too good. This is too much fun. So if you want sort of the more traditional colors, you're going to want to grab more of your yellows. And this almost reminds me of Mango Melody when you do the two-tone daffodil with some peach pie. And I actually lightly did early espresso on there. Speaking of that, let's just grab it. Hang on. I didn't even get it out, but look at this. What if we go even one step further? I'm just going to super lightly. Oh my gosh. Look at that. Look at that. Oops. Oops. Okay. So it kind of dropped right there. Well, so maybe that one's not the best, but look, we'll just darken it up. Look at that. Look at that. Look at the difference and the graduation of colors and ideas and depth. Starting here, adding a couple colors, and then adding into the browns. You can do whatever you love with this. So two-tone cardstock gives you that ability to go lighter or darker, but you only have the one color. Okay, so that was the first thing. And cutting it to fit 2 into the folder, that was the next thing. Adding some designer paper to give it, a little bit of extra. Isn't that pretty? And that is like just the basics right there. Just very, very, very basics. You can, oops, hang on. Did you see that? I had early espresso on my fingers, so we'll have to make that one a darker one. That's okay. What was I going to say? Well, that went right out of my head. Okay, so we'll table that thought for just a second because I don't know what that. Oh, that was it. Sorry. Okay, too excited. You can use your sanding block on the two-tone, which is really a great technique to use with two-tone. And you can get the light highlights. However, when you do that, and then you add color, let's do strawberry slush on this one. Let's see what that looks like. And then you add color, it really goes right over the white. And so there's kind of no point to doing both. So if you want to do the sanding, then I would say don't really bother with the color. It's kind of one or the other with the two-tone. But just wanted to show you that. And then I had tried sanding later, and it really doesn't do much, except to me, it kind of turned the whole thing kind of faded. It's a different look. It's not my favorite combo. So I would say either do sanding or do the ink. And yeah, I wouldn't go for both. But okay, let's move on. So that's just sort of a basic way to do it with your two-tone and your ink, 1 or 2 colors. So then if we want to go a little more dramatic, I think that's this one. Yeah. This one I started with the Calypso Coral two-tone. And you can see that it gives a much deeper, richer start to the card rather than starting with the petal pink. So let's do, that one goes with these. Let's add I'm going to try, and remember, no right and wrong here, friends. This is whatever you want to do. So let's put some peach pie. And just a thought, you really might want to get some re-inkers if you don't have them yet, because this really sucks a lot of ink right out of your ink pad. Think about when you're just stamping with a stamp and you're stamping, that's not nearly as much ink as this. So yeah, you might want to grab some re-inkers if you don't have them. So that was some peach pie on the light side of Calypso Coral. And then I'm going to do Poppy Parade just to hit the highlights. Look at that. Holy cow. I'm in love with that one. Let's do Poppy Parade on the dark side. And warning, you will get ink on your fingers. If that is something that bothers you, grab some little gloves or something, because you will get ink. I promise you, it will happen. Look at the difference. The dark and light side, lighter inks, darker ink. Let's add, wonder what Timid Tiger. I don't even know if I used that one yet, but let's just try it. Let's see what's some Timid Tiger on here. Oh, yeah. Look. Oh, my goodness. Wow. Oh, my gosh. That one's gorgeous. Beautiful. And then I think I was going to do Cajun, but let's see what Calypso Coral. Let's see if that darkens it. Oh, yeah. Ooh. Look at, oh my goodness. Oh my heavens. I'm just going to add a little, oh yeah, look at that. Little bit of Calypso Coral. Just look at, oh my gosh. Well, I sure hope, all I can say is I hope that my customers love sunflowers, because they're going to be getting these cards like all week. Oh, good. Diane says whenever she gets an ink pad, she always gets the re-inker. I do too, but not everybody does. So I hope that that's a helpful tip. Anne has a great question. Anne says, does the direction of swiping the ink make a difference? Not really on this folder. I've done diagonal. I've done what you saw me do like this, and then I turned it around. It doesn't really matter. It really doesn't matter. To me, I think it's the amount of pressure that you do or do not put on the ink pad that makes the biggest difference. To me, that was the difference. Yeah. Esther says, wow. Lynn says, gorgeous. Susan loves it. Oh, I'm so glad you all are loving this. Timid Tiger with Timid Tiger. I didn't buy the Timid Tiger two-tone, so I don't have that to try, TJ. I'm sorry. Oh, Faith loves the two-tone. Good. Just looking back at some of the... Yes, Lynn, you really cannot ruin it. It's just paper. Have fun and play. I was actually going to say that. Oh, with an ink spot. Yes, I'm going to show that. Thank you, Tammy, for answering that. I'm sorry I missed that question, Robin. Sure, you can make this a Christmas card, Debbie. All right. Let me move on. Should you wipe off? No, you can't wipe this off. It doesn't come off. So it doesn't come off. No, it doesn't come off, Mary. Oh, good question. Who said that? Deborah said, are you holding the ink pad flat or at an angle? So let me just hold the paper like this so you can kind of see what I'm doing. I think you can see. I'm doing it like this so that it's really only catching this edge right there. And I don't know if you can see that, but you can actually see that the ink is a tiny bit lighter right at that edge because I'm doing it at an angle. And I apologize that you probably could not see that as I was demonstrating. So there you go. But these two are turning out to be some favorites. Really, really pretty. I'm going to put one more layer of peach pie on this one because I'm really loving this warmer tone of peach pie. It's beautiful on here. It's just beautiful. Just gorgeous. All right, let's move on to the next one. Let's move on. So that was coral. I was trying to keep them kind of separate here so I would make sure that I show you all of these. So then let's move on to kind of what I would call a little more realistic with more of the yellow, orange, brown sort of tones. So I started with the Daffodil Delight two-tone cardstock for these. And I think that this looks probably the most realistic, but they actually weren't 100% my favorites. I mean, they're good. I like them, but I personally, you know me, I gravitate towards the Poppy Parade, Strawberry Slush. Those are the Patty colors, but you make this however you want to do it. And I just happen to think that what if we tried the peach pie, because that is going to make it a little bit more of the Patty colors that I love. What if we do that? What if we put the peach pie on the yellow? And it doesn't show up as much on the dark side. So this warms it up for me. And then what if we do a little bit of Calypso Coral? Do you see how there is just no right or wrong way to do this, and how every color just changes it a little bit, makes it more magical, just makes it a little bit different? And then if we do, let's see what Timid Tiger looks like on here. I'm really loving that one. What if, oh my gosh. I do have to admit, I'm a little bit glad that my husband left at the beginning of this video to do some errands and whatnot, because he would probably be, his office is like 2 rooms away here from my upstairs loft. He would probably be in there like rolling his eyes going, good grief. Okay, super lightly with the Cajun Craze. I just, oh my gosh, yes, just super lightly. Look at that. Okay, so a whole nother look. Wait, that's really not good grammar, is it? Correct grammar. Another whole look, right? Yes, I do sit in my office, Johanna, all day, and I just ooh and ah, and I squeal, and I run in, and I show Eric, and I'm like, oh my gosh. No, Rita, as I was saying in the beginning, you don't have to have the two-tone cardstock, but what I love is that option to give you 2 different looks, and I mean, I just love playing with it. And like I said, if you want to just do the assortment packs, that'll get you kind of into the two-tone cardstock without buying big packs of it. Well, there's only 12 sheets. So Judy is asking, can you put ink in the embossing folder? Yes, we already talked about that. That makes the biggest mess in the world, in my opinion. Yes, you can put ink in here, but seriously, it is such a mess. And then you have to clean it between each one. So this, to me, is absolutely the answer to that issue. Yeah, in my opinion. So there you go with a little more traditional color. Here I actually cut some of them out and layered and made sort of a really fussy card, as opposed to almost all of the rest of these were just very simple with a greeting. All right, let's move on to the next stack. Pile these up and they'll probably fall over like I don't know, they'll fall over. What is next in my stack? Oh, blue. Let's talk about blue, and then we're going to talk about all of the beautiful printed patterned papers that I was using. All right, blue. So, and I know you're going, that's not blue, but there's a reason that I have this one out. All right, let's look at blue. Okay, friends, how beautiful. Where are my blue fans? What do you think? Look at the possibilities. I'm going to show you the first thing I tried, and you're going to think, she's like crazy. She's lost her mind. Why is she doing this? This is the wildly flowering paper. And then this side is what I used for several of these. Can you even believe it? It's amazing. This looks so cool. So we're going to do this one. I'll show you that one. And then this is actually a new paper that we were using on Saturday during Creativity Now. It's coming out in the holiday catalog. Demonstrators could order it early, but I loved these two sides. So I'm going to show you that with the blue. And then this is, I think it's called Country Lace. Do you recognize that pattern? But the other side looks like denim. And this just makes the most beautiful card. I mean, oh my goodness, gorgeous. And then this one, let me just peek if I can see the back. Yeah, this was actually this one. And I loved starting with just these kind of irregular washes of color. It's not Peaceful Garden. Somebody remind me. I can't remember what it's called, but it's coming up in the holiday catalog. But I used it with more of the pinks and oranges, and I just loved how it looked using that paper. So number one tip is go through your patterned paper and pull out some, oh, here's another, oh, there's more, look. Pull out some patterned papers and try them, because you will probably be absolutely amazed at how beautiful they come out. So let's first do the wildly flowering, and I'm just going to start with Misty Moonlight. And I think this was one of the very first ones that I even tried. And all I did was Misty Moonlight. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is so beautiful. And then, of course, I started playing with adding other colors. And then it just snowballed. But look how amazing. Look at that. And you already get all this depth and dimension with the patterned paper. I mean, is that just not too good? Too absolutely amazing. So that's Misty Moonlight. And then if you take Secret Sea to give super lightly, I'm just going super lightly, to give a little bit of dimension, just a little bit. I'm trying to go really light. Look at that. It just pops out all of the details. Isn't that cool? Let's do a little bit on this one and see. Just a tiny bit. The darker the color you try, the lighter you need to use in your swiping. You can always go back and add more, but as you saw with that earlier one with the early espresso, my hand kind of lost its grip, and I dropped the pad, and it's like too much. So you do have to be a little careful with the darker colors, but I mean, oh my goodness. Night of Navy. Let me see. Hang on, I have to reach. Sorry for my reach. Okay, so let's do, well, I already did it on that one. So let's try the Misty Moonlight with Night of Navy on this one. I absolutely love this. Oh, this is the one somebody asked about a cube, the ink spot, and this is the one I want to show you. So this is my self-inked cloud cover ink spot. Remember, we can't get the big pad, but we can use the re-inker. I found that if you use the ink spot and you kind of swirl, it's flat. I'm just pushing. I want to show you the difference. I'll do half. This actually picks up different parts of that embossed or debossed area, and the cloud cover is a beautiful color to use when you're doing the blues. So I'm just giving a little bit of pressure, definitely more pressure than the whole pad, but I think that is stunning. I hope the colors are actually coming through in the video so that you can see as I'm adding each layer. And then this was Night of Navy. I think that was Robin that asked. Oh, good call. Wait, what is that? Rogue piece of paper. My fingers are so dirty. Look, they're getting dirtier. That means we're working hard. We're creating, we're crafting. Look at this one. Oh my gosh. This might be one of my very favorites. That's gorgeous. So that's Misty Moonlight, Cloud Cover, and Night of Navy. I mean, oh my gosh. Yes, Susan, we've been doing both sides. We've been doing both sides of the paper on all of these. When I've been doing 2 of them, this is both sides. So this is the debossed, this is the embossed. I've been doing that with each one to show you the difference. Yes, the spot was flat. So the spot was just, I'm just pushing straight down like this, the whole thing. The spot was flat. It's hard to say fast. Let's see. Any other questions? Okay, Marcia, thank you for your acceptance of my excitedness. So, blending brush. Terry was asking about using a blending brush. I actually started with that. It does not nearly add the color that dragging the pad does. You can try it. I loved this a million times more than the blending brush, personally. Yeah. Yes, and so the white craft ink, that was another one that I had tried. And let me see, hang on, do I have... Yeah, I do have a sample of that. So this is just Night of Navy cardstock, and I dragged the white craft ink pad over it. Super, super, super simple, beautiful look. Just beautiful. Was this must be more blue ones that I forgot to show you. Yeah, it is. So here's just, oh, so blue on petal pink. Okay, hello, why not? Why not? Yep, look, I have so many more to go still. I am just so excited about all of the possibilities. I do want to show you, oh, I'm going to show it to you on this one. If you add a warmer blue, like Pool Party or Coastal Cabana, you almost get a green look, but it's a beautiful undertone to start playing with. So this is my encouragement to you to use different colors. Look, that was the same paper, and we're going to get a much greener blue look over here than over here with the cool blues. So experiment and play. Have fun with this. And next up, we're going to do some of the patterned papers because I just seriously want to blow your mind with this. So there we have some Night of Navy with Pool Party. And look at the difference. Same paper. Like, can I get a, I almost say like, can I get an amen? I mean, right? The white ink, Debbie, I'm going to say, I don't know, 10-ish minutes. These are dry instantly. So anything you're just doing on the cardstock is instantly with the dye ink, but the white craft ink is like maybe 10, 15 minutes to dry. That's a good question. Thank you, Priscilla. Okay, Deborah was asking about heat embossing. That's what I was talking about in the beginning. I will show you my version of that at the end, towards the end. Okay, lastly, I want to show you these. So my sample got totally buried. I decided, what if we embossed designer paper? Why not? You'll recognize this, Full of Life. So let's do that. Let's do one of Patty's very, very favorite colors, Strawberry Slush. And let's put Strawberry Slush on Full of Life designer paper. Okay, can you just like take a deep breath and say, oh my gosh, look at that. We already have all those colors in the background and then we added that on top. Oh my goodness. And I'm going to do one I haven't done yet. What about Melon Mambo on this? Because I was just looking at this thinking, oh yeah, look at that. I hadn't even tried Melon Mambo yet. Look at that. Okay, so you all are either like on this ride with me, cheering me on, or you're going, this woman is nuts. And I hope it's not the latter, but you can tell I just get so excited because my world, it just revolves around color and I love all of these color combos. So what do you think about this? What do you think about that? Okay, so that was this one. I am in love with that. Okay, what about, look at this. There's this pattern from the Full of Life pack. I wanted it because it already had some of that yellow in there. And I thought, oh, this would be interesting. So let's use that Melon Mambo again. I'm excited about Melon Mambo. And the Melon Mambo with the yellow, of course, is going to turn it a tiny bit orange because the pink and the yellow will make sort of an orange. And speaking of orange, I should have done this first, but that's okay. I'm going to add peach pie. So, who would have guessed that that started out as this, and that in literally 5 seconds, you have a stunning card? Okay, let's keep going. Let's keep going. How about this one? I think the green is stunning on this. To me, this could be a print in a Hawaiian gift shop. And I just thought, what if I put lemon lime twist over here on this side with the green? Like, why not? Why not enhance that? And then let's go to Strawberry Slush on this side, because just why not? It's just paper. It's just fun. We are just creating and crafting. I'm going to try not to overlap them because it's going to make mud. Hang on. I'm trying my best not to overlap, but I want to get that color on here. So, okay, maybe 2 colors like that wasn't the greatest idea, simply because then you get that line. Meh. Let me see if I have an ink spot handy that I could like blend that. Let me see. What color? What if we did this Flirty Flamingo ink spot? I don't know. So that we're just playing. Just to kind of, that helped a little. I mean, whatever. Again, whatever you want to do. Anything you want to try, my friends. Okay, this one might kind of blow your mind. This is, I think it's called Take to the Skies. This was this. I absolutely loved the blue that came through on this. Why not? Why not? We can do whatever we want. I'm going to do Poppy Parade. And again, I think it was Susan that was asking about the embossed and debossed side. So this is the embossed side. This is the debossed side on the finished one. Look at that. Look how many colors you already have because of the patterned paper. And the other side of it is just this beautiful peach color. So then if you just add a tiny bit of poppy or strawberry slush, then you get that. I think you get the idea. I'm not going to keep doing every single one of these, but here we go for the, let's see, Highland Heather Berry Burst Petunia Pop look. Why not? Why not? And then this one I loved. Remember when we did the bluish tone with the pool party? So on this one, I used Coastal Cabana. Sorry, I'm looking up at my colors to make sure I say it right. Coastal Cabana to give it that greenish look. Should we do it? Let's just do it. Some Coastal Cabana. Hang on, just get the distracting pink out of the way there. So Coastal Cabana will make it be a yellower, greener tone on top of the blue. And what I loved about this paper, I should have shown you a close-up. Oh, here, I have it. What I love is this, the streaks that are already on that paper. It's the backside of that sky paper, so that it gives you this look of denim fabric almost. Loved that. And then I will add Misty Moonlight. Tammy, was this the one that you said that you liked best on Saturday? I can't remember now which one. I know obviously it was blue, obviously, right? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Wow, wow, wow. Look how beautiful. Oh my goodness. And that's this, the other side of the Everyday Sky paper. This side, oh no, nope, nope, next one. Next one. Why not? Oh my gosh. Okay, how about that side of the sky paper? Again, loved the blue that showed through there. Can you, I mean, just, I know. It is. It's like an art gallery, Robin. It is. Isn't it amazing? I am a flower child. Esther, I am. TJ says, do you have any paper left that has not been sunflower embossed? Well, yes, I have a ton of paper. Okay, this one was a little dramatic. I mean, I don't know that it's my favorite one on earth, but it's dramatic. It's beautiful. I experimented. I played. It was fun. So there we go. That's another one. Oh, this was another one with Full of Life. A little more subtle, but still completely gorgeous. And there we had some, oh my gosh, just other ones that I did with the blues. Friends, tell me, are you going to be addicted with this or what? Because you can tell, I totally am. The last one I wanted to show you, I mentioned that, oh, here it is. I mentioned in the beginning that my initial thought with this was that I thought gold embossing would be amazing on this. And I tried it with Versamark and gold embossing powder, and I just couldn't get the look I wanted. But I did find that this paper, which is called Season of Elegance, which already has the gold, it can kind of be a good substitute. So if you want some of this gold without embossing, you can totally try this. I'll just show you. We'll just do some ink on this one. Let's see, what color should I do? I don't know. You know what? Let's try Timid Tiger. Let's like be outside the box on this one. It is a way to get the gold embossing or the gold look without getting your embossing supplies out. So you can try it. Oh, I actually really love this one. So there's Timid Tiger on the Season of Elegance paper. And let's put a little bit of Calypso Coral just for our darker accent color. Oh yeah. Really lovely fall traditional. And then with this paper, you would need to grab your cloth and wipe, because the ink that is on top of the gold embossed area is still sitting there. So you would need to wipe that ink off. But yeah, I think it goes this way. I don't know if there's really a right or wrong. Anyway, that's an idea. If you want some of the gold, but you don't want to fuss with the gold embossing powder, that is an idea. So look. So Mary is asking, does this work only with the 3D embossing folders? I will tell you, Mary, I tried this with a ton of folders, lots of different folders, and this was my absolute favorite. So you can experiment, you can use folders that you have, but definitely the 3D folder, love, definitely the 3D folder is what is going to give you all this extra depth and dimension, all these areas of lights and darks. I'm just sorting, like just going through all of these amazing, all these amazing color combos that we looked at. But definitely the 3D folders, in my opinion, are going to give you the best outcome, I think. But try it. Try any folder you have. Try any color. Look at all these. I'm so in love. So in love. And then at another time, we will definitely look at the ones I showed you in the beginning with the watercolor pencils, because I think those turned out really cool. Look at all these. Believe it or not, there's still more, but yeah. So we will definitely look at a tutorial with the watercolor pencils and with Stampin' Blend markers. So that will be coming down the road. But for now, I just wanted to show you how easy, seriously, 2-second, 5-second card, and then play with the colors, experiment. It is like dealing a deck of cards, Lynn. Oh, Tammy, thank you for watching on your lunch break. That is so sweet. I need to know, though, what was kind of your aha tip, or your favorite color combo, or just did you have a favorite part of this? I need to know. I would love to know. Oh, the golden paper is the Season of Elegance. And I think, did I put it? I did. It's on my blog today. It's on the supply list, Season of Elegance. So you can see it on my blog today. It's been around for a long time, but it's a great paper to try with this. All right, let me just see what there were any other questions. Yes, cut up your DSP and use it, Robin. Exactly. I did not do just black and white, Karen. I could, but my world is like color, 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 color. So I think I will try it, but I just love all of the colors. Let's see. Yep, use up your DSP, Tracy. Exactly. Faith, good question. Faith says, what about choosing the base color of the cardstock? So if you've seen other videos that I do, you know I pick out colors I think will be great. I cut up a whole bunch of card bases and I have them ready so that once I have my embossed piece, I can just simply hold it up to all the different colors and decide which one I think I want to put it on. And that's the way I pick my bases. And some of them surprise me, some of them don't. And some of them I just know, like, oh, that's going to be absolutely, beautiful on coral, or beautiful just with basic beige or something. But that's how I pick them. That's a great question. So I'm just looking to see if there are any other questions. I'm glad you like the color combos, Anne. Yeah. So other Anne says, I like being freed up from just using yellow sunflowers. I know, exactly, right? You can do anything you want. Anything you want. Oh, to do 2 in your embossing folder, it is 2 pieces that are 4 by 5 1/4. They fit perfectly, but I think you can get the full card front in there, but it was a little tight. So I just cut everything to 4 by 5 1/4. And then some of them I cut down, like I cut this one down another 1/4 inch to layer it on the poppy onto the coral. I did a lot of them like this, layered onto another color and then the base color, because it just brings out the beautiful richness of the design. Yeah, and that woven textures. I don't know if you've seen it, but here and here and here and here and here. And this is a new one that's coming out. Here's another woven textures. Here's another one. 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 The woven textures is a winner with this, in my opinion, because it just brings out the richness of this. Here's another one. Yeah, I used it in a lot. Woven textures was a big one for this. Do I have separate stamp pads for this technique? Well, I have all 50 colors. Is that what you mean? I'm not sure. Oh, okay. Yes, Diane, the edge of the pad versus the whole pad and a light hand. Very good. Yes. Yes. Let's see what else. I'm just checking the comments. Yes, the new tweed paper, Lynn, that was this one. I used that on here. Just, I thought this one was really different, kind of a red, white, and blue look. I was just experimenting. Yep. All right. I am not seeing questions. I'm so sorry if I missed your question. I hope you enjoyed this as much as I enjoyed making these, if that's even possible. And I hope that you will jump on it on July 1st. If you don't already have this, if you're a customer, I hope that you will be ready to order this because, like I said, I have a feeling with the popularity amongst demonstrators with this folder so far that it's probably it's going to be what they call a runner, which means it just takes off and it's going to go on back order quickly. That's my guess. Just my guess. Well, Susan, welcome. I am so glad that you're joining us for the first time. I hope you don't think that I am absolutely crazy because this just excited me to no end. Yes, very Polynesian look. Hawaiian, Polynesian, batik. Exactly. Exactly. Well, friends, have a fabulous weekend. And oh, I am not going to do a live next weekend because it's the 4th of July. And I figure probably just about everybody is going to be doing something with their family, out and about, working in the garden, having a picnic, whatever. So I am not going to do a live next Friday, but I will still have blog posts for you every day like I do. And I hope that you have a wonderful holiday weekend next weekend. And I will see you live in 2 weeks. Bye.